Hello, Americans. Another friend and subscribers around the world. Back again, man. So this morning, if you watched my video yesterday, I really haven't stopped researching, reading. I went to sleep thinking about it and had an epiphany while I was falling asleep. You know, with everything going on in this country right now, you know, all the craziness, and we all really, whether it be local, state, or the whole dang country, you know, this is like a huge, and I ain't going into all conspiracy theory crap or anything like that, it's just the way it is it all makes for a great smoke screen to slide that other crap under the door, or, you know, under the table. And I'm really going to try to watch my potty mouth in this, but dude, it gets me. And last night when I was going to sleep, I'm thinking about it. And, you know, if you're not from Idaho or whatever, but if you are Pacific Northwest, you know, most of this stuff has to do with, well, everything. I mean, this has to do with Idaho, and that's where I'm concentrating, you know, man. I got so involved with everything else that was going on, you know, and it's hard not to, you know, when they're tearing down and, you know, BLM protests and Antifa and all this, man. You're just like, wow, man, what in the heck is going on in this country or world, actually, the whole world. Well, man, all y'all out there, I don't care what state you're in, pay attention to the stuff that is going on, because, man, our attention's over here, and they're doing stuff over here. And just like this land grab over here in McCall, you know, and that's, like I said, I grew up part of my life in there, and actually, I was looking at the map, and the proposal is, I have so many fishing holes and stuff, you know. I grew up a big part of my life in McCall. Man, it is a very special place to me. You know, my grandpa did say that one time when we were back in the boat in the old boat ramp, man. He looked over and it was the first condos, and he says, hey, Kevy, that's the beginning. You see that over there, Kevy? That's the beginning of the end. I remember it like it was yesterday. And, man, he was so right. Man, I just have so many connections. It's such a special place. And if you haven't been to McCall, Idaho, it's definitely a place you should put on your list to go if we can save it. So I'm going to bed, man. I'm thinking about it and stuff, you know, and I'm thinking, because I'd read some stuff that Potlatch Lumber Company and stuff, which, man, I could go into that. Just that's a whole other thing. So then I'm like, Potlatch, and then Trident Holdings LLC is the one that is putting this proposal together for the land grab. And then, of course, they're trying to strong arm, you know, Idaho, the state, us. They're trying to strong arm. He's trying to strong arm. And the funny thing about Trident Holdings, when I watch the news, is, you know, so Trident Holdings, they've got, I guess, an office in Boise or whatever, but the way that the news put their little segment together is they made this Trident Holdings because they're trying to trade land in northern Idaho, Potlatch land, I found out, trying to trade this land, you know, up there, this forested land for logging. They're trying to trade it for the land around Payette Lake so that they can, you know, take it over, build, you know, make it all, it's public land, but they want to turn it into subdivisions and all this, but they preach that they're gonna, you know, it's horse crap. So man, I look up this Trident Holdings, you know, and they made it sound, that's what I was getting at, is they made it sound like it was this little North Idaho little, you know, company and stuff. Well, punch in Trident Holdings LLC on Google, and dude, they are nationwide, they are huge. And the stuff that they've been involved in, and so I'm thinking about this, and then I'm like, oh, and then that's when I found out that it was Potlatch land. And for a quick thing on Potlatch is the one that has really screwed us Idahoans. I mean, they're the ones. They could say that they didn't know it, and, you know, maybe they didn't or whatever. But if you go way back, man, way back when they got their hands, and I'm talking, man, dude, 10 minutes from me in each direction. I can be on the old Potlatch land, which is now the Texas boys, the Wilkes brothers have got it, with private property signs everywhere and blocking up. They've been blocking off roads that they ain't supposed to. They've been in trouble. They actually marked up one of my roads, marked, and I knew it wasn't theirs, and they posted it, no trespassing and stuff, and it was actually a local guy owns that spot. They had to come and scrub their orange crap and take their signs down. And the Potlatch, man, the whole deal when they got that land, and I ain't gonna go get all into that because that was years past and stuff, and it's what really got us is, that was all, man, I've read it. It started off as a lease and then all this blah, 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 and it was never supposed to be sold for like a private thing, man. Yet we had access my whole life, man. The Wilkes brothers have came in and blocked off roads and stuff where I hunted with my grandpa when I was a kid, man. It's all, the things that these people are pulling. So man, I'm laying there thinking about it, and I'm like, Potlatch, you know, this Trident Holdings guy, he's you know, or that company's new in the game. Potlatch, Texas brothers. Haven't heard nothing about the Texas brothers, and that's the Wilkes brothers, the billionaires, Don Howard Wilkes and Ferris Colin Wilkes out of Texas, which actually they have a, you know, amazing story of how they got their money. You know, their dad was a bricklayer and stuff, and a couple of brothers, you know, built it up and then started a fracking business, and ran the fracking business from 2002 to 2011 down in Texas, and then they sold it for $3.5 billion. Look at them, man. It's Wilkes brothers, billionaires. Yeah, they even have it on Wikipedia and tells their story of how they strong-armed, or tried to strong-arm when they were buying up land in Montana. It talks about the crap they pulled to get the land here in Idaho, and they started the way they did it in Idaho because it wasn't supposed to be sold to somebody like that. And they found a loophole, started a, you know, I wouldn't say a fake company. They started a company because, you know, you got $3.5 billion. Started a company and had that company work the deal. It started, like, I think it was like a little logging company. Started this deal or made this deal with Idaho or Potlatch to buy up all this property for logging and going to keep it open for the public and, you know, all this stuff. And as it turned out, nope. I don't know if they're planning on doing any fracking or what they're trying to do there. I've heard tell that they're going to start a bunch of them, you know, I know back east and down there, them big hunting camps, you know, for the elite. Trying to stay calm, man. Idaho ain't for sale. So I started mixing this, man, and I have no proof that, you know, that the Texas boys, the Wilkes brothers, and Trident Holdings are in cahoots. I have no proof of that yet. That's one of the things I'm working on. But when I start putting all this down, I start printing this stuff off, and I start putting it down on paper. Dude, it's looking like one heck of a little roadmap thing that the Wilkes brothers, Trident Holdings, and Potlatch are in cahoots again to try. And if, I'll tell you what, if them Texas boys get that chunk of land around that lake, it ain't going to be nothing like this dude from Trident is, you know, because he's promising and preaching all this. And then he's a lawyer, or was a lawyer, whatever he is. So he is trying to make it sound, you know, well, actually, he's finding laws on the books or whatever that says that if the state land is not making the money, that they have to consider, like, doing this land swap and stuff like that. So, there's so much, man. I'm just livid about this. It's just, like I said, man, I got so involved with all that now all of a sudden these little things like this, when the Texas boys came in and did that, man, it happened so fast, man, make your head spin. You know, and I think that was in 2017 or something. I don't know. I ain't got all my dates straight, so I don't know about that. But, dude, we do not want this. There is I put a link. I'll put the link in the description down below on the little article from Idaho Conservation League, man. They've got you know, a little write-up on it, and it's actually got the little map, and you can enlarge it and see a handful of people, excuse me, asking how to get involved, you know, and what do I do? I've never been, you know, involved in all that, man, and I want to put my word, you know, whatever in against this. And all I've got right now, and that's one of the things too, you know, because I want to go to the meetings, you know. In the past, when things were going on, I go to the meetings, you know, and voice my opinion on things. Well, with the virus and all this, like I said, it makes it for, you know, for land grabs and crooked little deals and sliding things by without anybody seeing it or paying attention. With the coronavirus and the riots and all this, and the whole United States being up in arms and craziness, it is a great smoke screen and time to start just trying to throw these. I mean, they do it in Washington. Look at all this crap that slides under the table when all this is going on, man. It's a big smoke screen. But the only thing I got for you right now, if you want to get involved, for one thing, man, is get in the Idaho Conservation League and start reading some of their stuff. I haven't looked on like was Idaho Rivers United. And I'll have a whole list of stuff that as we go along here. But the next meeting is July 21st at 9 a.m. and the Trident Holdings LLC reps are going to be giving this proposal, and man, there's a link and stuff. Like I said, I'll put that stuff. There's a link where you can watch it on that day. I think you have to download one of the things to be able to view it, but it's not a, you know, we can't go, and I don't know if it's in McCall or if it's down in Boise or where they're doing it at. I will try to find out that information. If it's something that we can go to in person, that's what I would prefer to do. So I'll keep you posted on that. I know this is kind of definitely a different video than I normally do, but you know, dude, this world is going nuts, dude, and we got to do something about it. And man, when you start messing with Idaho and trying to take my Idaho, man, I want my grandkids to be able to, you know, it really bums me out because of Wilkes brothers that I can't go take my grandkids to some of the hunting, fishing, and mushroom hunting spots that my grandpa took me. I think that's a bunch of crap. And when it was set up and they did that for logging and Potlatch got that land, they were never supposed to be able to sell it and get some private company or people in there to do, you know, what they want to do. Oh, dude. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go get this. I actually got a surprise package thing from Beeper, I think. So let me grab it. Got a special guest, Miss Kitty.
Haven't seen her for a while now.
She's hiding out.
She's hiding out. But I've been here.
Yeah, we got I didn't get bring out my big knife, man. Just got to use the little thing. Pretty sure this is from Leaper. He sent the IdahoHillbilly.com, which I do have on my truck, and then he just sent that Got Hillbilly. I love that. I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna put the other IdahoHillbilly.com one. He sent me 3. He's been sending 3, and Katie Jo on her birthday, she's all, well, I want one of those. So I ended up putting one of the IdahoHillbilly.coms on Katie Jo's rig, and then the other one I'm gonna put on the green bean. And I think it's great for
yeah, I do.
So
I love them
totally,
all.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm excited to see what this one is. I think I know. I think you said in one of his messages. And another envelope. These people really packed these.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yep, this is
the
from
God Hillbilly was
your
just
sticker, Amazon order. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Those ones are really cool.
Oh, sweet.
Mountain Junkers.
Mountain Junkers on YouTube.com. Thanks, Leaper.
Yes, thank you very much,
I'm gonna
Michael.
put one of those on the or one on the general, yep, and then one on the green bean, and then I like that one. Those are green ones too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank
Very
you.
right.
Very,
Thank you very much.
So what's your thoughts on the land grab, Miss Kitty? That's what this video's been about.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't approve of what they're trying to do. But I think a good point is that, you know, there's a lot going on for everybody to be paying attention to, global, national, and local. So don't get distracted by something. And
must have heard me talk about a smoke screen.
oh, did we?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
didn't? You
No,
didn't
I
even hear that? That's funny.
No.
Yeah, that was my first. Pay attention to what's going on,
But
man.
what a better time to slide something under the carpet, you know, or to make a backroom deal with somebody and get something slipped through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of
that's
consumed.
funny.
It's kind of consumed my life last.
Yeah,
couple
days.
days.
A lot of research, have you?
Oh man. Well, I got a bunch of stuff to print off in there, but yes, I mean.
Yeah.
Dude, like I said, man, definitely a different video than normal. We still are going to take you fishing, man. We were actually going to go fishing up in the area of some of the proposed area.
I think it's more of a land snatch than a land swap.
Yeah, it's a snatch. Man, I'm trying to watch my language on here, Miss Kitty.
I don't know if you made the point of how we had public access to timberlands that were public lands, and that was part of the deal, was it that the company could come in and take the timber, but the public still had access.
Was that with these guys?
And that was going to be, that was going to be forever. That was part of the lease agreement on the timber. Well, somehow somebody slipped in
WILKS
and purchased the land where it is supposed to be public land with leased
Public
timber
access.
rights.
Yeah,
Right.
they were supposed to allow public access and log it. That's what it was leased out to do.
Right.
Which I always thought that it was a lease, not a buy. So I don't even know how the heck they swindled all that.
So that concerns us because that just
and
happened.
that was Potlatch.
And now they're talking about doing this land swap for public lands to a private company, and I just have to question, you know, how long is it before it's no longer public land?
Well, see, I haven't even, because you've been out working, I haven't even went over the stuff. Oh, some of the stuff that I've just found out and stuff. So it's
so that's
it
just what's
scary.
happening in our neck of the woods. But you know, you need to check your area too
That's-
and make sure that.
Dude, you're like repeating so
Oh,
many
really?
things. Yeah,
You must have
we
the
think
same
alike, man.
brain
We're
patterns
one.
that- yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's like I said, man. This is a great time for people to be doing a lot of that slimy hand dealing, switching underneath the table, man. Pay attention to what the heck's going on. No, you know, even in Washington, we know they're always trying to slide things under, but. You know, your local stuff, man, which, you know, all of it affects all of us all over the world.
Yeah.
But, you know, man, I feel like that last deal when the Texas, like I said, I never even heard about it, and it happened so fast, and I felt like I dropped the ball on that whole,
And that,
you know, even though maybe I couldn't have stopped it, at least then I would have been putting my 2 cents in about it.
And that is, you know, you think, oh, well, that's just in Idaho, that doesn't affect me. Those were federal lands.
Yes.
Federal. That means all of our land, that was federal land that happened to.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, the national forest, man, you know, you can live in Wisconsin or Texas or wherever. You know, our national forest land, that's your land too, man.
Right.
And that's part of the dang problem with all these federal, the feds and the, you know, the state and everything is they forget that that's actually we're the people. That's our lands, not their lands, man.
Yeah,
and they're the ones.
people.
But it's funny because then they make these deals and they're sliding all that money in their pocket here. And, you know, like this deal, they're saying how it's going to fund the, you know, deaf and blind schools is one of the big ones. And, you know, the whole schools and all this stuff. What I propose, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you, what I say that they should do, if it's not making, because they're saying how it's costing, they're losing money on that land. Well, if that's the case, then the Ponderosa State Park, let's make it bigger, add more camp. That thing is booked up months and months. Maybe even, I don't know how far ahead they book, but that thing is booked solid all the time,
And that's
year-round.
revenue right there.
Right. Well, I guess in the wintertime they don't do too much, but then they do recreation and, you know, and they get paid, you know, for this. So that goes to the state. So let's make Ponderosa State Park bigger around there, if that's the case, you know, and then work out a deal for, you know, that you can go in and fish and have access and stuff, and, you know, I mean, there's so much they could, no land, no trading for that potlatch thing, and I'm pretty sure them Texans are involved.
Oh, well, that's my question too.
Yeah.
Is that it has a different name, but is it different?
Well, wait
people
till I show
follow
you the
money?
stuff. Well, I started showing the stuff. Like I said, when I went, you were already snoring. When I had the epiphany that, you know, I'm like, oh, Potlatch, Trident, oh, them Texans, because that's how they bought that land.
yeah.
Was with a, you know,
Oh, yeah.
not a. I wouldn't, like I said, it wasn't a fake company, but they started a whole new logging company
Right.
to buy it.
Yeah.
And they're not loggers; they're frackers. So they are. That's
Yeah.
I found out the whole. Some of that stuff I'm printing off. Those guys started a company. They were bricklayers. Their dad was a bricklayer. I mean, their story is pretty amazing. You know,
Right.
to become from a bricklayer's kids to become billionaires. But they got involved in starting a frack tech was the company, and from 2002, and they sold it. 70% of their interest in it they sold in 2011 for $3.5 billion. And then wait till I show you the stuff on Montana, the crap they pulled on the BLM trying to strong arm them. I mean, dude, there's some crazy crap going on, and we need to stop it. So that's all I got, man. Make sure you get your postcards in for the T-shirt drawing at the end of the
It's
month.
nice to see y'all.
Yes, I'm glad Miss Kitty could join us for a second. And thank you very much, Leaper.
Yes, thank you.
And good Lord willing, them creeks don't rise.
We'll be back again tomorrow.
See ya.